Are you interested in trying yoga, but you're a little intimidated about walking into a class or a little worried you're going to hurt yourself? You're not alone. Hi, I'm Carolyn.
And I'm Shane. Welcome to Inside the Asana, a guide to a safer, smarter yoga practice.
Before we begin, we just want to recognize that yoga is a complex and ancient tradition. It encompasses philosophy, ethics, meditation, mantra, and so much more.
Although this guide focuses on the physical practice, remember that yoga is so much more than what you see on the mat.
Adho Mukha Svanasana, or downward facing dog pose, is a combination of a forward fold. There's also a little bit of an inversion in there. Let's build it.
Join Carolyn in the basic shape of down dog. From here, let's refine the pose to turn into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Step 1, lower your knees to the ground. Bring your shoulders in alignment over top of your wrists, and then step 1 foot back and then the other to find plank. Feet will be about hips distance apart. This is the foundational spot for down dog, and from there the hips get lifted up toward the ceiling. To make sure the upper body is right, we want to have the middle fingers pointing toward the short edge of the mat. This will help the elbow points wrap back toward the knees, creating external rotation in the shoulders. That allows more space between the shoulders and the neck, and it makes it easier to push the chest back toward the thighs. Once you're there, take your gaze toward your knees or your belly button so the neck stays nice and long. As the hips are lifting up and back, we're also pressing the heels down toward the ground. They don't have to touch, but over time and practice, you'll create more length and they'll start to get closer and closer to the floor. Once you have all these pieces together, gently draw the belly in, and you have found Adho Mukha Svanasana.
Now that we know what Adho Mukha looks like on the outside, let's go inside the asana. Adho Mukha Svanasana is a forward bend, and it's an inversion because your head is below your heart. In your lower body, the main muscles working are your quadriceps. They're 4 muscles that run in the front of your thigh. They attach around your knee and up near your hip point. And they do 2 things. They work to straighten the leg at the knee, and they also assist in the action of bending your leg at the hip. So you can see this muscle is working on both ends. Your core muscles are working too, your obliques are wrapping in, and you're drawing your navel up towards your spine. For your upper body, your back muscles are working. We'll talk about that in a second. But for your arms, the main muscle that's working is your tricep. That muscle attaches right around your elbow and has 3 separate attachment points up near your shoulder blade. And that muscle works to straighten the arm. Checking out the back of the body. All of our muscles are covered and connected in fascia, connective tissue. There's a big sheet of connective tissue that actually runs along the whole back of the body. It starts at the very bottom of your feet. It goes up through your calf muscles. It goes through your hamstring muscles, which you actually have 3 of. It goes through your glute muscles, and then under these muscles that you can see here, there are spinal erector muscles. They go right up along your spine. They keep you upright. So the fascia goes around those, and then it ends right at the top of your head, right above your eyebrow. So you can imagine when you're in down dog, that entire sheet of fascia is being stretched. In your back, you also have these big muscles. So the lat muscles, which are those big kind of wing-like muscles you can see in really muscular people. And you have the trapezius muscle, which is that V-shaped one. So these muscles are very active in down dog because they're stabilizing the shoulder blades, they're keeping them nice and broad, and they're working to keep the shoulders down away from your ears. But they're also lengthening. So in down dog, they're actually getting stretched and strengthening at the same time. Because we have this big sheet of fascia that runs all the way from the head to the toes, a lot of times tightness in tissue will be seen in different parts of the body. So if you're really, really tight in your hamstring muscles, sometimes that will actually show in rounding through the low back. So if you give yourself a little bend through your knees, you can see how that lets the tissue really soften and gives you nice length through your low back.
Before wrapping up, let's go over some of the common misalignments and modifications for down dog. One of the biggest mistakes people make is having the pose be either too long or too short. To avoid this, remember, the foundation is plank pose. Shoulders over wrists, hips, knees, and ankles, all in alignment with the hips lifting from there. Now, to make the pose more comfortable, one modification you're welcome to take is a simple bend to the knees. This will relieve some of the pressure on the hamstrings or the calves, making it more accessible. From there, another one of the common issues that people run into is having elbows that are bent and pointing out toward the side. Remember, by wrapping the elbow points toward the back, we can solve this problem. It will also create the space for the neck that'll prevent you from getting scrunched up through the shoulders. Pushing the chest back toward the thighs also helps with that. And lastly, we want to make sure that we're not looking too far forward in craning the neck. We want to get it nice and long and in alignment with the spine from the tailbone all the way through the crown of the head. Now, to make the upper body more comfortable, you can use blocks, bringing the hands up a little bit higher in the pose by making sure the base of the hand gets placed on the blocks and then lifting the hips up and back from there. Many beginners to yoga are surprised to find out that down dog is actually considered a resting pose. But with these different modifications, we're sure that you'll be able to find comfort there as well. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed. If you want to catch more Inside the Asana videos, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. Plus, if you want a quick reference guide to some of the most common asanas, check out the description below where you can find a link to our free PDF.